Hey everyone, this is a Black Manga Critic here with another video for the channel. Now, if you want to be notified for more content and if you want to make sure that you're notified for more Dragon Ball Super episode reviews, like, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, make sure to click that notification bell button. Because if you don't click that button, you're probably not going to be notified. And if you're not notified, then you're not going to know that I came up with a video. And then you're going to miss out on the video. So don't miss out on the video. Also remember to find me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, find me on Facebook, like the page, and that's another way to be notified of more content, and it's a really good way to communicate with me, to get in contact with me for whatever it is that you want to ask me about, or whatever requests you have for other anime, other comic books, other manga, things like that. So make sure you find me on Twitter and Facebook. So to get into this episode, basically, I'm only going to talk about one thing. I don't want these videos to be particularly long because I already sort of got into what I wanted to get into in my episode review of Dragon Ball Super 100. So I'm not going to get into that anymore because, like, I said what I needed to say in that vein. But if we're going to talk about episode 101, we have to talk about the dynamic that exists between Kale and Caulifla. What is going on with that? I mean, I think like the thing that really bothers me is that it's 2017, and for whatever reason, people that mangaka that are producing battle manga can't seem to get with the flow in terms of like everyone that's sort of already on the not like heteronormative track that is like LGBTQ IA relationships, right? Like, come on, it's 2017. Like we gotta make moves, and I'm just tired of seeing not just the lack of those relationships, but the ambiguity that is sort of put in place of what those relationships could be. So with Kale and Caulifla, what we basically see is Caulifla, who's just like, I only care about battles because I'm a Saiyan, and then Kale, who's like, I cry all the time because I don't feel like I'm a good enough Saiyan. And maybe I love Caulifla romantically, maybe I don't, maybe this is just a homosocial friendship sort of thing, and my intense feelings are strictly friendship related, like shit like that. Like, I don't want to ask those questions, right? I want to go into a show that has a relationship dynamic, and I want the relationship dynamic to be clear, right? That's what I want, right? If you watch Yu Yu Hakusho, you basically see that with Sensui and Itsuki. You know that this is a relationship. They love one another. Itsuki would die for Sensui, and I think it's very clear that at least the personality that is in love with Itsuki, right, would die for Itsuki. That's very clear. And to me, honestly, again, if we look at something like Hunter x Hunter, which is written by the same author. Whoa, what a coincidence, right? We look at Gon and Killua, and to me it's clear that Killua loves Gon, right? In a romantic way. We see this sort of in the way that Palm in the Chimera Ant arc is used as very much of a romantic foil for Killua. Like, that's very clear, right? And Killua is stalking them, making sure that Gon isn't gonna go away with Palm and leave and fall in love with her and leave Killua in the dust, right? Like, it's very clear that Killua loves Gon. So if you want to argue with me about that, that's fine. I look forward to it. But I've talked about this with a bunch of people on Twitter, just in my everyday life, things like that. And to me and them, it's very clear. And even if you go into something like Shoujo is way ahead of the game in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, you look at something like Cardcaptor Sakura, right? And Tomoyo is clearly in love with Sakura. This is not something that we're asking questions about. We don't necessarily have to write fan fiction to make that dynamic clear, right? Sure, we could write fan fiction where Sakura loves Tomoyo and realizes this and blah blah blah, but we don't have to make clear that dynamic. The one thing that really pisses me off is that we always have to make clear this dynamic in battle shonen manga and anime. It's just like, come on, get with the times. It is 2017. Like, really? And the thing that pisses me off is that this ambiguity only stunts the character development of Kale and Caulifla. Caulifla is probably going to get no character development because she's basically the same sort of like person as Goku, right? I mean, she loves battle. She's interested. She's kind of rough around the edges, but she it seems like she doesn't really have a clue that Kale, to me at least, like has romantic feelings for her. So something like that is pissing me off. Like we need to know if Kale's feelings are romantic, and if they are romantically inclined, then at least to me it makes not necessarily more sense, but for me, like I am invested in that relationship. I'm invested in seeing where their characters go, how their relationship develops, and all of those things. Because if it's just a homosocial friendship, right, and those feelings are just very much so like platonic, but just intensely platonic, then it's like, I've seen that a million times before in Battle Shonen manga. That's nothing new, right? And that's not to say that like I'm expecting something particularly new for Dragon Ball Super in general. But if you were going to introduce this dynamic, you cannot just say, okay, here's this ambiguous thing. Now go ahead and like do what you will with this ambiguous thing. That shit's annoying. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to like hope that Kale has romantic feelings for Caulifla. You need to show me that. Please show me that. Please like give me an episode where Kale's like not necessarily says that, oh, I love you, but it's very clear that she loves Caulifla romantically. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So I'm not going to talk about anything else in terms of this episode, because that rest of the episode was worthless. I don't care about the Pride Troopers. They're boring. The only Pride Trooper that matters is Jiren. The rest of them clearly are fodder for the narrative, for the plot, for things of that nature. So whatever. But yeah, those are the only things in the episode that I really genuinely cared about. Oh, Master Roshi, did some lightning attack. Who cares? That's a Flash thing. And if I'm here for the Flash, then like I'm like, for like 5 seconds, I'm like, oh, Flash, and then that's it. I don't care about the Flash anymore. Let's move on to either the next Flash, or the next battle that matters. So that's all I'm going to say about Dragon Ball Super episode 101. If you want to talk about anything else related to the episode, or if you disagree with what I said, or if you agree with what I said, leave a comment in the comment section below. Find me on Twitter. Find me on Facebook. We could talk about this all day. I have no problem doing that. And remember, follow me on Twitter if you find me on Twitter. Like my page on Facebook if you find my page on Facebook. And like, comment, and subscribe if you want to be notified for more content. So, I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out.